my hair done. Where's my lipstick? Where's my lipstick? Lipstick on. Alan, get the car ready. I'm late. Rosie, I'm late. Oh my gosh, there's no gas. Alan! I'm late. Alan, I can't believe you didn't fill my car with gas. Alan, where are you? He didn't fill my car with gas. I had to ride here. Oh, poor me. Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? Oh my God, what a night. Oh, thank you. There's too many things already. I got my helmet, I got a glass of wine. I lost my pen. All right. Hey, everybody. We are here tonight celebrating in this fabulous venue. Is this not awesome? Hey, so if any of you guys are over there, if you can't see me, please come into the middle. If you need to move your tables and chairs, please do so. We're doing a hybrid event tonight. Can you believe it? We have millions of people watching us throughout the globe virtually. Millions, I was told. Some people all the way from this place called Washington, D.C. I know it's hard to imagine that somebody on the other side of the United States might be watching us, but they are. We're going to hear from them in a little bit. But anyway, so we're going to kind of try and make sure that we're keeping all of you entertained, boozed, and fed. And then for all of you watching virtually, I hear DoorDash is a good alternative, and we'll have our Arguello Catering pack up something for you, and just give us a call on DoorDash. Anyway, I'm officially starting the program. Yay! All right, so I do have some housekeeping. But before I do anything, there's somebody missing. Does anybody know who she is? Jennifer Hughes. You know why I know she's missing? Because I don't see a person in front of me with a clipboard screaming that I've already forgotten 16 things. So, here's the good news. If I forget something, it's just the program shortens. And if I've forgotten something, well, she's just probably screaming from her home. Those of you that don't know, Jen has pneumonia. So hopefully, Jen, we're going to do you proud tonight. We love you. We miss you. All the best. Get well. And it won't be the same. We know we'll mess up. We know there'll be lots of things that you would have corrected and done better, but we're going to give it our best. All right, so here we go. For those of you that are watching us virtually, we want to hear your chatter. So make sure that you get on to those social media networks, and it's GO2 Gala, hashtag GO2 Gala. We want to hear what you're saying, or if you want to go to our go2gala.org, start chatting online there. But most of all, we hope everybody, and answer, everybody yell and answer, is everybody registered so that they can participate in the True Blue drawing? Where's Jeffrey's Diamonds and Goldsmiths? Where's my crowd? There they are. Donated. If you haven't seen it, it's the most amazing gold sapphire and diamond necklace. Katie Moe, where are you? Katie Moe's right there. She's wearing it. Whoever wins tonight is going to have a tough time getting it off her neck. She wrestles on weekends for money. So it's going to be hard to get it off her neck. But anyway, we need you to get registered because we know we're going to inspire you tonight during our Fund a Need. One, because I've got Danielle up here with me. And also, two, because you'll want to buy your raffle tickets. We are going to do the drawing tonight by 7:45. So you're going to want to get your raffle tickets. And then, of course, the silent auction. So, and then if you feel like you want to give just because you want to give, hey, do it twice, just like voting. Vote often and vote twice. I won't say anything about, all right, so far I think I've not forgotten anything. Most importantly, sorry for you virtually, folks, but get up, get food, get beverages. They're over to my left, your right. And more importantly, the bathrooms are behind the food. And let's get something straight. When you go to a public restroom, do you put the toilet lid down or do you keep it up? Because I say keep it up. I just went in there and peed on the lid. So let's get it straight. Is it up or is it down? But it can't be in between, because otherwise we got to keep the rules straight. And if you get in there, pull the ledge towards you, the latch, because otherwise you get stuck in there. I thought I was going to miss the whole thing tonight because I couldn't get out of the toilet. All right, important. So why are we here tonight? It's to see Tony and his car. Is that not an amazing? What a super awesome concept. But thank you, Tony, for driving that, and thank you for allowing Thelma and Louise to drive it. I hope you all saw the preview video. Was that not hysterical? James Hall Photography, you're the best, James, in all of those videos. We had some fun doing that stuff. We know why we're here tonight. Lung cancer is the biggest cancer killer. We know 1/3 of all cancer diagnosis is lung cancer. But here's what we have to celebrate. In the last decade, we've made more strides in drug treatment, early detection, therapeutics than we have since Nixon declared war on cancer in the 70s. So thank you to all of our pharmaceutical companies here tonight, our doctors, our physicians, our patients. Thank you for getting into clinical trials. Thank you for doing the research. Thank you for staying in this game. Because again, if we keep this pace up, then we are going to be at chronically managed. We are going to be at the word cure. So let's keep it up. You're all important tonight because you know what? None of this happens, the research doesn't happen unless we have the philanthropic dollars. So I'm not going to stand and I'm not going to pretend it's not what we're here tonight. We want to inspire you. I think we have a program that's going to do it because we're going to need everybody to give often and to give what you can. All right. We have over 100 people, if not, I think a lot more. I think we're closer to 150 people here tonight. Look at all the fun cars. We've got over 100 people watching virtually. And again, I said people are watching us globally. All right, before I go on to our donor partners and our honoree tonight, let me say thank you. And again, thank you to Jen Hughes. I think we have to give one big round of applause again to Jen Hughes, that we miss you. Yeah, I don't know. Can she hear? Let me try this. Can she hear you guys? All right, Jen Hughes, I can't see you virtually, but send you our love. And next year, you're emceeing. All right. So first, let me say congratulations to our Simply the Best 16 honoree, Amgen. Do I have folks from Amgen here tonight? I know Bonnie's going to talk a little bit about them later on, but thank you so very much for what you do and what you partner with this organization, and thank you, and you are our honoree this night. A name I'm about to mention is no surprise to the GO2 Foundation and Bonnie Adario Lung Cancer Foundation, Genentech. Thanks, Genentech. You guys are always in there. And then let me go down to our Lifeline sponsors. So thank you, Genentech. Kukuanalani, which formerly known as Trina and Rob Dean, they're now in Hawaii, and I'm sure they're awake watching us this evening too. Let me tell you this, and this is going to be an insider joke. 109 wins should have been a World Series winner, right? All right, I'm going to go on to the Patel family. Pankaj, I know you've got a group at your house who've got your kids and everybody watching us. So hey to the Patel family. I got Takeda Pharmaceuticals, Trump, Alioto, Trump and Prescott. There's a lot of Trumps in there, not related to the other one. We know that you're watching, and we thank you so much for keeping us legal, as well as being such great supporters and friends of Bonnie and Tony's from the beginning. And then, of course, we have the Van Alken Family Foundation. Eddie and Van, you were with us back at the UCSF days. Eddie and Van, we love you. We know you're watching virtually, so big hug and love to you, Eddie and Van. Our Miracle Worker sponsors, Boehringer Ingelheim. And now we've got Cerity Partners, formerly known as Banco. I know that you guys are watching us from the East Coast, so thank you so much. Eli Lilly Oncology, Novartis and Pfizer. Jim and Karen Withrow, they're here right in front. Yay. My little pupper, my Jameson. Okay, our lifesaver sponsors. AstraZeneca, Bristol Myers Squibb, the Gordon T. and Melissa A. Egan Family Foundation. We know you're watching us as well. Hi. Garden Health. Jane and Reed Hilliard. I think you guys are here personally. Jane and Reed, are you guys here? Do I hear you? Yay, okay. I saw you guys, all right. And the Humphrey Family Trust, that's Tori and Steve, thank you. I know you guys are watching. And then Arlene and Steve Krieger, thank you. You guys have always been here forever and a day. That's Terry Jahan and folks. All right. All right, did I miss anybody? Jen's not here to scream at me. And of course, I mentioned before, we've got Jeffrey's Goldsmith and Jeffrey's Jewelers and Goldsmiths. Nico, I know you're here with your clan. Thank you guys so much. The necklace is over the top. Make sure everybody, you get in with that raffle ticket. Is anybody finding it difficult to get registered? If you are, raise your hand. Anybody with a blue light can help you. Either get registered or take your money. And remember, they're blue lights. Anybody that approaches you with a red light is not in this event. They don't follow them behind the stage. Don't get tricked. Yeah, don't give them your personal information. All right, so, and also too, for people online, Elizabeth is online, 1-800-ELIZABETH. No, I'm just kidding. So now, without further ado, I'm gonna virtually introduce Thelma and Lori. Take it away, video.
Thank you, Dani. As usual, you've hit it again. And thank you for all of you people that are on your laptops at home watching this virtually, or you're here in your car. You know, who knew last year when we, were putting that gala together, what a challenge this year was going to be. But here we are at a drive-in, and, some of us, I know myself, we're kind of going a little back in time, being at a drive-in. We have a couple people in our trunk that wanted to really make it real. We've got amazing food stations and cocktails. You can sit in your car and visit with people. You could sit at a little table we'll have next to your car. And thank you to our team. They just went above and beyond, above and beyond. I'm so excited. Now I'm going to turn this over to Lori Fenton Ambrose. She's my co-founder and my friend, and she'll be tuning in from Washington, D.C. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and certainly to all of you who are joining us tonight. I know you all know that our Simply the Best Gala is the most special celebration because it really does bring us together as family and showcases just what the power of together is all about. We had so hoped we could be together, but I will tell you that when we knew that we were not going to be able to do that this year, our events team pivoted so quickly and produced what we have tonight, this amazing, wonderful, and fun alternative. And I'm having a bowl of popcorn, so I hope all of you are too, and as the show gets on the road. I will tell you, we didn't stop for a moment this year, even despite COVID's challenges. And many of you are so familiar with our alchemy research work, but we're so proud that we could build on that with the second round of our research, looking at why young people are getting lung cancer. The understanding of the how and the why through our genomics of young lung cancer, and now our epidemiology of lung cancer study. We hope we can unlock these answers, and we're so proud that we could initiate that today and start accruing patients at this moment. We also had the opportunity to continue to advocate for millions of dollars in federal research funding for lung cancer, as well as try to draw a brighter light on a new federal plan of action to look at the disparate impact lung cancer has on women, and particularly those who've never smoked. We also had the opportunity to expand our living room programming. by making sure that there were new opportunities for express learning, getting you even more real-time information on breakthroughs and developments, as well as looking for new ways to gather our community together in this virtual world. We also were able to weigh in on expanding the screening guidelines to ensure that we include tens of thousands more who are at risk for this disease and deserve this life-saving benefit. And the final piece, which I'll talk a little bit more about in a moment, is our Center of Excellence network, a network that is literally uniting outstanding community hospitals and the heroes who work in them into a national network of care. This network is a one of a kind, and it now has designated over 900 primarily community-based, and I want to emphasize community-based medical facilities present in now 47 states and the District of Columbia that have our seal of excellence. This seal of excellence means that these hospitals have earned special recognition for providing the high quality standards of care in lung cancer, screening, diagnosis, and treatment. And at this local level, as you will often hear Bonnie say, it's this level where we know 80% of people access their care. So think of these COEs, as we affectionately call them, our centers of excellence, as lung cancer hubs. This is where people can access all of the elements that lead to increased survivorship. That's early detection, that's effective treatment programs, and a supportive community. These hubs are meeting patients where they are, and that's the key. Moving forward, our goal is to make sure that we have a level of excellence present in all 50 states, that we have been able to standardize this level of care in more hospitals in these states, and that we've been able to ramp up the capacity to actually serve tens of thousands of patients wherever they are in their journey. This is a big deal. And this is what changing healthcare delivery, but most important, transforming survivorship for lung cancer is all about. And you bet we're going to make sure that all of our patient support and information and all of these services are embedded in these centers of excellence, that we also work with them on research opportunities that are patient-centered and novel, where we can connect patients and all of their data and all of their biomedical samples and images together as one. This is what is going to change the trajectory for this disease. And that's what I hope you will do tonight. And that is join us in this endeavor, because our goal is to raise $100,000 that we can dedicate to our COE network work and our life-saving programs that correlate with it all. So we are so fortunate because we have a family foundation that wants to match that dollar for dollar, and even money that may exceed that goal, which I hope we do tonight. So think about that. We hope you give generously, because we can double your gift, we can double the impact, and we can double the lives saved. We've got a great program tonight, and I want to thank all of you for taking time to be with us, taking time to support us, taking time to be a part of our family. You all are simply the best. So with that, I will turn it back to our amazing MC, Dani Gasparini.
Hey, so Lori, I know you're watching from the East Coast. Hope you have a lot of popcorn, because we're actually eating really good food, and we've got some really good drinks here. So sorry about the popcorn, but yay! Thank you, Arguello Catering. What a great night of food so far. I'm sure there's plenty more of it, but hey, Lori and Bonnie, listen, I know everybody has a Bonnie story, right? How they first met. I met Bonnie, 2 decades ago. at Sequoia Hospital when she was working, or she was on our board. And Bonnie was just coming off of her treatment regimen for lung cancer herself. So I know we all have a reason why we got here, and the 7 degrees of separation is Bonnie Adario, but we're all united by this thing we call lung cancer. And Lori is right. The only limitation on finding that chronically managed place or that survival rate is a direct correlation to philanthropy. Because the more we can contribute to research, to these programs, the lives that we can save, the lives that we can extend until the next treatment is found. And that's how we're gonna get there, right? So those of you that have been here from the beginning, and I see so many faces that have been here, Evie and Sally, and so many from the beginning, you know the strides that have happened in the last, gosh, even 2-3 years. So thank you. We've got to keep up that trajectory. I'm introducing this next video. And this is Gina Hollebrecht. She was diagnosed in 2015 at the age of 38. So this is that young lung cancer that Lori was talking about in her video. We have to answer ourselves or ask ourselves why. She's one of the fiercest advocates, and I remember when our ALK positive group started forming, and they formed on their own. Gina was a part of all of that disruption, as we'll say. She's a wife and mother of 2. You're gonna see her amazing kids on video and husband. And she's the former president of ALK Positives, I should say. She is fortunate to find her best care right in her backyard, and you're gonna learn about that. The GO2 Centers of Excellence Baptist Memorial Hospital was one of the most respectable lung cancer programs, and it was led by, or is led by Dr. O. I am not even gonna try and pronounce Dr. O's last name, but Obasarajaban. Did I get it even close, Melinda? No, I didn't. I'm gonna just stick with Dr. O. Okay, Danielle will introduce him later too. So we're gonna watch her story and we're gonna learn a little bit more why finding an advocacy in a center of excellence is so important to your longevity in life.
Hey, Gina, you look radiant.
Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you, Dr. O. So October 27th, which is coming up, October 27th, 2021 is my 6-year cancerversary. So yay. Thank you, Dr. O, for getting me here.
I recall being in a multidisciplinary clinic at Baptist Cancer Center in Memphis many years ago, well over 5 years ago now. And a young lady and her young husband came into my clinic.
I recall being pretty scared. And I remember he took me into that room that you're looking at and his background and showed me my scans right up there. But before we ever even saw him for the very first time, my husband and I had already been online deciding that, I, in a hospital that's just based in Memphis, I probably needed a second opinion because I had 2 young boys, and I thought that we needed to make sure that we were getting the best of the best. And so we drove to Texas and got a second opinion. Unfortunately, while I was there, I didn't have a pleasant experience. I just didn't get a lot of hope. Instead, I got an expiration date from the doctor there. I found later on that Baptist and Baptist Cancer Center, where Dr. O is a center of excellence, and they had to have a certain standard of care where they had to have a nurse navigator, biomarker testing, and they have to have the options of giving you certain services. And I realized that I had the best of the best right in my backyard, in my neighborhood.
The reality of lung cancer care in America is that 85% of patients go to their local care delivery systems. So one of the things that the GO2 Foundation is able to do with the Center of Excellence program is bring that high quality program-based care delivery into the real places where real people go to get care every day. We need to flip the dialogue, the narrative about lung cancer from death and despair to one of survivorship. And people like Gina help us engender that fighting spirit it'll take to get from where we are to where we need to be.
I'm so thankful for the GO2 Foundation. I can't tell you how many ways they have empowered me as an advocate and as a patient. Bonnie herself is just an amazing role model and really did revolutionize lung cancer advocacy. Dr. O, words will never be enough. From the very beginning, you told me, Gina, statistics are statistics, but your story is your own. And I'm gonna do everything I can to try to cure you. And just knowing that there was someone, anyone, who wanted to try their best for me meant the world. And I consider myself, even with stage 4 lung cancer, incurable, inoperable stage 4 lung cancer, one lucky girl, because God gave me you. So I'm very, very thankful for you. Thank you for all that you do.
My hope is that the day is around the corner when lung cancer will not kill any longer. My hope is that that day will come in my own lifetime.
Okay, I'm a marshmallow. Gina, thank you so much for telling your story. There are so many survivors in this audience tonight, and I know watching at home, and your stories are just as unique, just as powerful, and just as important. Thank you for sharing them. Because without your stories, we don't have the fight. So when you tell your story, we have the fight. We can be here to fight with you. So I'm sorry, I'm Miss Marshmallow up here. And I also want to thank Dr. O. We're going to hear a little bit more about Dr. O in just a bit. Danielle Hicks, who is our Chief Patient Officer, while she's coming up, I'm going to tell you a little bit about this next award, next function. And it requires everybody to be sort of participating, right? So I need everybody to participate. And nobody stood up, by the way. You did? Okay, thank you, Debbie. All right, Helene, you stood up? Okay, thank you very much. Did you guys, Bonnie's standing. All right, everybody, Mike, okay, you guys stood up. All right. But anyway, this is where we need to get everybody on board and thinking about support. Because it's not a secret, right? It's not a secret in how we get to chronically managed, to cure, to survival. It's not a secret. It takes dollars to invest in research. It takes dollars to invest in centers of excellence. It takes dollars to invest in advocacy. Because I'm gonna make this bet, and somebody try and prove me wrong. I will bet that an individual who tried to go this road alone, or that same diagnosis, and they jumped on an advocacy group like GO2 Foundation, I bet this person has a greater chance of survival and survives than this person here. So when Lori talked about that map for centers of excellence, we have to tonight ensure that we're going to make sure that the middle of this country has as many blue dots as that East Coast does and as that West Coast does. So tonight, we can change it. Literally, I mean, it's that simple. If we want to change the trajectory of lung cancer and its survival, and to change the faces so that Gina doesn't have to think about 6 years, Gina can see her kids have kids. That's what we want to think about, right? We'll change it right here. Danielle, come up and join me.
I just think I can't thank each and every one of you here tonight and watching online enough for what you do, because as most of you also know, my first tear for this disease was shed for my mom. And unfortunately, I've shed so many more since then. And this is, I know Gina, like I know her story. This is not a surprise to me, but it gets me every single time. And we simply could not do what we do without people like you supporting us. So thank you, that's just, sorry.
All right, so Danielle, we talked about those blue dots. We talked about centers of excellence. We talked about the living room. We got to get those blue dots in the center of the country. So now we're going to start, and anybody that wants to give, you don't have a paddle, but if you want to raise your hand, and I recognize you, I'm going to call you out. But right now, get your phones out. Everybody start looking. I want to see a bunch of lights lighting up in the audience, and I want to see some active numbers coming up on that screen. We're going to start at 25,000. But if anybody wanted to give 100, let's say, remember, Lori said we're all getting matched dollar for dollar tonight. So, you know, it probably takes, what, a good couple $100,000 to start a new Center of Excellence, just to give you an idea of all of that cost. So we want to get there. So $25,000. If there's anybody that would like to give $25,000, I know Danielle has a little bit of a kind of story she wants to tell about what she'll do for $25,000. I mean, what the foundation will do for $25,000. If you would like to give over maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 years, we'll take your $25,000 that way. Tell us you want to pay it over time, monthly. I knew there was a baby flying around. I think that was a relation. I think it's a great nephew. We won't take children. We'll take anything else, American Express, Visa, but not children. Unless they maybe have an earning potential, then we'll take them. All right, $25,000. Do we have anything up on the board? We've raised $250. Woo!
Melinda.
Yay, and it was Melinda. All right, well, it looks like that Danielle's gonna work a little bit harder. But also too, if 25,000 wasn't the number, maybe 15. Or maybe there's some superstition in the number and 18 is your number. Whatever your number is, believe me, plug it in now. Alan, I don't see you with your, do you know how to do it on your phone? I think, where's a blue light? My husband right in front, he doesn't.
Danny, we just dumped to 20,000.
We just dumped to 20,000. I don't know who you are, but thank you. Danielle will get your number in just a little bit. But then you want to talk about a few of the things that we can do with the dollars? You want to talk about a few things?
Sure. I mean, as most of you know, and Lori said it beautifully, and none of you are strangers to this event, but you know, our goal of building excellence locally where the patients are is a passion of ours. And
Danilo just gave $1,000. Melissa Lim.
Melissa Lim's online. Hi, Melissa.
Hi, Melissa. Bridget Healy. You keep going. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I didn't
no,
mean to
keep
interrupt.
going. No, you're fine.
Yeah. Bridget looks like she gave 4 times $515.
Nice. So for those of you who don't know, we have 4 goals that we
Dr. Jat
believe.
Weiss
Hello, Dr. Jat. He was here.
I know. I think
Yeah.
he's here.
That we think will get us to our overall vision of doubling the survival rate of lung cancer.
Thank you, guys. The Pellinis are right in front. Thank you so
Oh,
much. They're
thank
Italian.
you, Pellinis. I know, we love Italians,
Yeah.
don't we? I just want to go over those 4 goals while Danny's doing the banter in the back. I'm actually supposed to be the banter person, but the 4 ways we think we're going to get to that vision of doubling the survival rate is through increasing the rates of lung cancers diagnosed early. We have a really great plan for that, or we think we do. Increasing the rate of comprehensive biomarker testing. If we can get people tested appropriately, we can find them appropriate treatments, and thereby, you know, they'll do better. Increasing our reach into the community. Our community center of excellence that you heard Lori talk about, we're at about 900 centers nationally, and we want to grow. We want to grow that. We want to give every patient diagnosed the opportunities that they should have and that they could expect at an academic center but may not have access to. We want to give them that in their own backyards. And then the 4th and final goal,
Keep talking. We're almost at 50,000.
quality of life. We want to have impact in patients' quality of life. We want them to do better. We know, and I think Danny, you said it earlier, that we know that the folks that come to us, and I think I heard a round of applause, and I know the babes are over here, and we've got patients and their loved ones and caregivers scattered throughout this, that when patients come to us and do have access, not only to our centers of excellence, but to the support programs, services, and education that GO2 Foundation provides them personally in-house, we are, I can say this because I know this to be true, the only lung cancer organization nationally anyway, that every single thing we do, every service we provide, we do in-house. So one-on-one navigation, lung match, clinical trial navigation, biomarker testing, you get these big, long reports. People don't understand what they mean. Half the time, the doctors don't understand what they mean. So we can educate the patients to go back and have these conversations with their physicians about what those reports are saying. Everything that this team that I am blessed to work with does day in and day out is because of you. The people that we are impacting that are here tonight and that are watching around, to Dani's point, not only nationally, but around the globe. I'm certain that my friend Lisa in Australia, I don't know what time it is there, but I'm sure she's probably staying awake and watching. Or maybe it's morning there? I don't know. Anyway, we are able to have impact in ways that are unimaginable to those that can find us. So again, thank you all for your support. Dani, I don't know, do you want me to keep rambling? I don't know what to do.
Or we can start the next. I mean, I don't know if anybody's paying attention to the levels or if, you're so cute. I don't know if anybody's paying attention to the levels or if anybody cares. I mean, if whatever level you want to give, jump in. But we talked about $25,000. We talked about $15,000. We're talking about $10,000 if that's where you want to jump in. Again, Danielle is a great lunch conversationalist. She'll take you to and even Andre and the rest of the staff, they're all willing to go to lunch with you too. By the way, let's say a round of applause to the staff that are here, not only from East Coast, but around locally, yay, to
Washington.
the lung camp in Washington,
State.
yeah.
Yeah.
Washington.
State. Yeah.
Washington
State and DC.
Oh, nice, Washington State. So
Yes,
thank
it
you
is.
so very much, yay. But I don't know if you want to see some names coming by, but if you want to give at the $5,000 level, please jump in.
Thank you, Dr.
5,000 could
Jahan,
be.
Debbie Beltramo, Lynn Board, thank
Oh,
you so
look
much.
and I know that corner over there. You're all giving over there too.
Marlene and Ronald Ross, thank you, thank you, thank you.
I know that. Again, if you think about this monthly, you remember Bonnie's giving was always $20 a month from 1 million people. I mean, that would get us to do the math, $20 million. So we could do that, right? That's doable. $20 a month, $25 a month, $1,000 a year over the next 5 years. If anybody wanted to give it the $2,500 level, again, please jump in. The numbers seem high in what we have to do to
Sheila
support.
Von Drisker, why isn't she here tonight?
I know. Sheila's another one that's from the beginning. Hi,
Thank
Sheila.
you, she.
Um,
Helene, thank you so much.
Helene,
Sally.
I know. They're right in the front here. Any level that you want to jump in, please jump in. I'm going to say this. We're not going to close out the Fund a Need or this program until we hit our goal. So we've locked the gates. No one drives out. No one leaves virtually until we've raised our money. Does that seem fair?
It seems super fair. I want to
Super.
give a shout out to Dr. Barbara Gitlitz. She and Letty aren't here tonight, but I'm hoping that they are cuddled up with their dogs. And thank you for supporting us.
So at any level.
Oh, Karen Withrow, $5,000. Thank you, Karen.
And we know, Karen and Jim, you guys have been so generous all the time. Let's just say this. Everyone jump in at whatever level you want, because we've got to move our program along, but we're going to keep, obviously, our thermometer. We're going to keep our goal going. So if any point in the night you see a caregiver award, or you hear about from someone, or learn about one of our programs that inspires you, jump in again. We need you again and again and again. So we're also, remember, have our True Blue raffle. So that sapphire necklace. We used to call it the martini raffle, right? But you can still go get a martini. They're free. They're right over there. Go get whatever you'd like and bring it back to your table. Sorry for those of you virtually, but maybe you could just make yourself a martini. And we could just cheers you. Oh, I should cheers, everybody. Cheers, everybody.
How do you have a
Cheers.
drink and I don't have a drink?
I know, you can have some of mine. Oh, it's COVID, you can't. Sorry. All right, so True Blue raffle, silent auction is gonna stay open until tomorrow at noon, so keep bidding and keep bidding often, and then we're gonna keep our Fund a Need open.
Right.
All right, so my next order of business, unless I've forgotten anything that's
have
super
not
important.
forgotten
Melinda,
anything.
have I forgotten anything important? Nope, Jen?
I don't know how to put this back.
Okay, I'll hold it for you. All right, so now I'm going to talk a little bit about the Asclepius Award. Asclepius, sorry.
Caregiver.
Oh, we're doing caregiver first. I know we're going, but I think it's to go to I'm sorry, everybody. I'm wrong. We're going to do our caregiver and our 3 videos. Normally, Terry Jahan, Dr. Jahan would be up here to talk about the Simply the Best Award, but we have Bonnie tonight via video, Andrea via video for the caregiver, and Danielle via video is going to talk about Dr. Reyes. So we've got 3 videos to watch back to back.
Hi, I'm Andrea Parks, board member of the GO2 Foundation for Lung Cancer. Every year, I have the absolute honor of acknowledging a special caregiver. This year, we had 11 nominees that were all worthy of getting this very special award. To be a caregiver, you need to be patient, dependable, confident, compassionate, and supportive. Judy says because of her husband and mother's care, support, and encouragement, she is still here today. Joanne says her daughter-in-law, Amy, spent every breathing moment of her life making her son's life happy, secure, and always filled with love. Laura says the word love is the embodiment of Katarina's makeup. Katarina is a humble soul, and her love was endless for her mom. Diane says Julie has many qualities that have made her an amazing caregiver, saying that she is willing to do the task at hand no matter how big or small. Summer says that ironically she always feared that her father's healthcare career would be preparing him for something. She never would have guessed it would be for her lung cancer diagnosis. Her parents gave her the most amazing roots and breathtaking wings, but from the moment she was born, her father has been the wind beneath her wings. Heidi says her husband Pierre is her loyal caregiver, and the level of love, care, and advocacy that he gives the entire lung cancer community is astounding. Michelle says Pierre has become a caretaker of the entire lung cancer community, and that they are all eternally grateful in ways that words will never be able to adequately express. Ron and Colleen say Donald is not only a steadfast and faithful caregiver for his wife, but he is also a consummate researcher of information that lung cancer patients yearn to know. Keith says his wife Heather first graced his life by becoming his wife, which was her choice. Then as his nurse, which was definitely not her choice. Then she became his cheerleader, his advocate, and his coach, in varying order and when needed. Alicia says there wasn't a need that Dr. Jai Tinubu didn't try to fill. He was always patient and gentle. Thayer says her husband Larry, who's a lung cancer survivor himself, spends his time caring for others. He always makes himself available and will always find a way to brighten anyone's day, even their hardest ones. Jackie wants to acknowledge Wayne for his unconditional love and care for his wife Rebecca, always making her a priority. From the beginning, GO2 Foundation for Lung Cancer has always acknowledged caregivers and the essential role they play in a patient's journey. So we want to honor not only the 11 mentioned tonight, but all caregivers everywhere providing much needed love and support. Thank you so much for all that you do.
Hello, everybody. It's so nice to see you all under the stars tonight. Before I get started introducing our amazing award winner tonight, I wanted to share a little something with you that happened to me a couple weeks ago. I was at a dinner party and I met this lady who was absolutely adorable, and she had just written a book on what it takes to be a leader. So I asked her, I said, well, what are the qualities of a leader that are in your book? And she said, number 1, always be honest, never tell a lie. The other one is to be authentic, which is my favorite word and what I look for in people, and have integrity. I thought a lot about that evening, and I thought that's very similar to how we work, and it's also very similar to how Amgen works. It is my pleasure tonight to introduce and celebrate Amgen with the Simply the Best Award tonight at our gala Under the Stars. Jean-Charles Soria, Amgen's Senior Vice President of Oncology within the Global Development, will be accepting the award for Amgen. We are honoring Amgen tonight for its continued dedication to research and development of new lung cancer treatments. This year alone, 236,000 Americans will be diagnosed with lung cancer. 80% of those patients recently diagnosed either never smoked or quit smoking a decade ago. Just recently, Amgen has developed a cutting-edge treatment for non-small cell lung cancer for patients with the KRAS mutation. This has been an unmet need for decades, with more coming. Too many patients for way too long haven't had a treatment for their specific and very unique type of cancer. Amgen is dedicated to changing the survival expectations in lung cancer using breakthrough science and innovation. Our collective efforts are making a difference We have partnered with Amgen on the following projects: the living room, which most of you in the audience know about and attend; patient education publications, which we hand out to any patient that wants them, free; Centers of Excellence Network, which is a network that brings screening and treatment into the community hospitals where 80% of cancer patients are diagnosed and treated. They're also working with us on a small cell lung cancer initiative and a comprehensive biomarker education. Lung Cancer Awareness Month Coalition, which is a global endeavor in the month of November. They also see the importance of our health policy and advocacy work, a vital piece in the fight for patients. Working together and a common belief that patients come first is critical to collaboration. We have all come a very long way, and the power of together could not be showcased better than with tonight's award. We are simply better together. While one night is clearly not enough to sing all of Amgen's praises, we thank you, Amgen, for being a valued partner in our collective efforts to transform lung cancer survivorship. As a lung cancer survivor and advocate myself, I can finally see the light. Thank you, Amgen.
Thank you, Bonnie. My name is Jean-Charles Soria. I'm a Senior Vice President and the Oncology Therapeutic Area Head at Amgen. It is an honor to join you, thanks to the magic of video, and to receive this award on behalf of all my colleagues at Amgen who are alongside you in this fight to improve the outcome and the lives of those affected by lung cancer. I believe I bring a quite unique perspective here, having worked both in academia, treating patients and participating in clinical trials as an investigator, as well as working in industry, where we collaborate with community and academic colleagues to develop innovative therapies. Having seated in both sides of the aisle, I have seen firsthand the invaluable services and resources that advocacy organizations deliver to patients. So I want to say a big thank you to everyone at the GO2 Foundation for your passion and commitment to improve the life of lung cancer patients. We all know the statistics. Lung cancer remains the leading cause of death in the United States and many areas in the world. Statistics are sobering. We are, however, hopeful, thanks notably to organizations like the GO2 Foundation, who show the way forward through the implementation of innovative programs to deal with the challenges of stigma, to increase early detection rate for lung cancers, and facilitate access to personalized lung cancer care. Amgen is committed at changing survival expectations in lung cancer, and our relationship with advocacy organizations is at the core of that commitment. We are grateful for our relationship with the GO2 Foundation, who has expanded over the last 3 years across many of thoracic programs. Through the leadership of Bonnie, Lori, and the GO2 Foundation members, we have been able to bring the voice and perspective of patients to our own R&D organization. Through the implementation of the Screening and Care Continuum Excellence Centers, the GO2 Foundation has helped address some of the key biomarker challenges, as well as developing resources that are deeply needed by the patients. And this is a shining example of what can be achieved through a successful industry advocacy collaboration. So while I received this award, I want to express our deep appreciation and say how thankful we are to the GO2 Foundation for its help and guidance over the last 3 years. When it comes to patients and their families, we believe simply the best is needed for developing tools that will support, educate patients, but also when it comes to the relentless search for the identification of innovative therapies that will extend and improve the life of lung cancer patients. So on behalf of my Amgen colleagues, I really want to say a sincere and heartfelt thank you to you all.
GO2 Foundation's A Breath Away from the Cure Award is given to individuals for excellence in oncology, early detection, coordinated treatment, care, and compassion for those diagnosed with lung cancer. I'm thrilled to say that this year's award is going to Dr. Luis Reyes. Dr. Reyes is the Oncology Research Director at Memorial Healthcare System in South Florida and Director of the Thoracic Oncology Program. A bit earlier in the program, you heard our CEO, Lori Ambrose, speak about our National Center of Excellence program. Dr. Reyes is one of the cornerstones of the work we do in our COE network and has served as co-chair of our national COE summits in years past. He and his team onboarded early into the COE program to ensure people diagnosed in his community got the most up-to-the-minute standards of care. These excellent standards cross the care continuum from screening and early detection through upfront biomarker testing, multidisciplinary care, research, and clinical trials. Embedded in his work, Dr. Reyes is doing incredibly important work at the national and international levels with the vulnerable and underserved populations in order to improve outcomes for those individuals who may not have direct access to such high-quality standards of care. Simply stated, Dr. Reyes serves as a leader and a mentor to his patients, his colleagues, and the entire lung cancer community. His dedication to his patients inside and outside of his local area is unsurpassed. He embodies the concept of caring for the whole person. Some of his patients that I've personally had the pleasure of meeting say they consider him to not just be their physician, but their family. A quote I came across from one of his patients says, "Dr. Reyes is one of those rare individuals who truly cares about his patients and their well-being. He is caring for my wife, and he is so thoughtful and concerned that I do not believe he could be more so if he were dealing with his own family. He is one of the most special people I have ever had the opportunity to both know and be involved with on a professional level. Simply put, he is the best of the best." So on behalf of the GO2 Foundation and the entire lung cancer community, please join me in congratulating our friend and physician extraordinaire, Dr. Luis Reyes, on his award tonight. He has proven to be simply the best, and we could not do it without people like him.
Hi, everybody. Thank you very much for this honor. It was a very nice surprise to hear about that I got this award. Working with the GO2 Foundation, with Monia Dario and Danielle, Andrea, Tony, and everybody else has been a pleasure for me, something very fulfilling for my personal life and my career too. We met more than 8 years ago, and something that caught my attention from Moni was her passion. I have met before such a passionate person in the fight with lung cancer, and also being a survivor. And I said myself on my institution, hey, we need to join forces here because we can do something very meaningful. And that's what we started. You know, we started participating of the GO2 Foundation, and the foundation grew tremendously. It's so exciting. When a couple of years ago, Lori and her team joined, and now we are doing much more than we could have done alone. And I think the most important thing for me, this has benefited our patients tremendously, not only in Florida, but in many other places. I was telling that this also fulfills me as a person, because, you know, a friend of mine told me that the greatness of your life is the greatness of the cause that you choose to serve. And this is an immense cause. Fighting for our lives, our patients, making their lives better, trying to improve the cure of lung cancer, even if it's one step at a time, has been an amazing mission with this amazing team. I'm so grateful, not only because you're giving me the award, but you give me the opportunity to serve and to make a difference and to touch the life of so many people not only my patients. I'm very happy, at least virtually, to be here. I promise to be in person next year, and I promise that I will be working for many, many years to come, hopefully, to keep making a difference in the fight against lung cancer, helping our patients, helping our survivors, teaching the next generations, mentorship the new lung cancer researchers. Thank you very much. And I wish I would be with you guys today, but see you soon.
But hey, was that not awesome videos of all of our caregivers? Thank you to our caregivers. You are the most amazing people in the whole wide world. Also to Amgen. Wow, what an incredible partner to have in Amgen. And also Dr. Reyes. We couldn't do the Center of Excellence. He was one of the first to jump in, Danielle, correct? When we were starting to think about making sure that people got university level care in their own community. So Dr. Reyes, thank you. He's so right. When we are together, we can do more. And without further ado, someone who really needs no introduction and is the hurricane behind all of this disruption is my bestie, Thelma. Well, Bonnie Dario.
I just wanted to add one thing to, everything Lori and everybody else said tonight about what our goals are. We are focused on finding lung cancer in the blood way before we find it on an X-ray or a CT scan. That's a global project that people are working on. I really believe we can accomplish this, and not just for lung cancer, for all cancer. Yes. Right? Yes. That's a huge goal. You have my commitment that we will work very hard on that, because it is really the one thing that we can do collaboratively and all together and work on that. I have a friend at 23andMe. Her name is Ann Wojcicki, and she's actually the founder of 23andMe. She says, Bonnie, anything you can find in blood, I can find in spit. And I said, you know what, honey? I'm with you. We'll work on the blood, you work on the spit, and we'll work on everything else. But our goal is to find cancer early, not just lung cancer, all cancer. Find it early when it's treatable and when people can live a long life. So thank you for all of your commitments today. We're on the job.
I probably wasn't supposed to kiss her. Hey, it reminds me of a story. Let me just embarrass Bonnie for a minute. I remember we were sitting in the office in San Carlos, and we were talking about our 20-year goal, right? And this was, gosh, at least 10 years ago. And we were talking about how to double survival rate, or we were talking about more cures. Bonnie slaps her hands on the desk and says, none of that. We're gonna chronically manage this disease. I remember she went to, was it Ascot? She starts talking about, we're not, it was ASCO. Ascot's the thing you wear on your neck. ASCO. No wonder they never let me go to that one. Can you imagine if they let me loose in a scientific meeting? Let me tell you, sir. No. So anyway, I remember Bonnie comes back, and she had the place turned upside down because nobody was willing to talk about lung cancer with the word cure or chronically managed. But 10 years ago, more than a decade ago, she did. She turned this cancer on its ass. And I mean it. She's the first person that stood up and said, we set the bar way too low. I'm right, am I not right? And that is, at that point in time, people start saying, well, maybe this crazy lady has something, maybe there's something behind it. Maybe, and she just kept pushing and kept pushing and kept pushing. And sure enough, this is what we're talking about. Who knew? Spit and blood. Gosh, the front row must be cured because I've been spitting most of the night. All right, so now I'm going to ask Danielle to come up and join me because we are going to talk about the Asclepius Award. Asclepius. Asclepius. No, it's not Asclepios, it's Asclepius.
Thanks, Dani. Thank you, Dani, for introducing me to come up and give the Asclepios Award to one of my dear friends. I am going to read this, and I'm sorry that Dr. Jablons had to exit earlier. I hope most of you got to say hello to him before he did. But you just saw this man that we're giving this award to in that video that made me cry for the 15 millionth time. He is not only an amazing physician and researcher, but he is a dear, dear friend of the foundation and so many. I'm honored to present this award to Dr. Raymond Osera-Gabon. As many fondly call him Dr. O, which you will hear me do throughout because I still get tongue-tied, although I can say it. Dr. O is a medical, I don't know why the light's not on my paper. Dr. O is a medical oncologist and serves as the chief scientist for Baptist Memorial Healthcare, as well as director of the multidisciplinary thoracic oncology program and the thoracic oncology research group at Baptist Cancer Center in Memphis, Tennessee. Dr. O has overseen the growth of Baptist lung cancer's initiatives, not only in Tennessee, but across Arkansas and Mississippi as well. In addition to his role at Baptist, Dr. Osera-Gabon is a research professor at Vanderbilt University and is a research member of the Vanderbilt Ingram Cancer Center. His research interests, center around improving population-level outcomes of cancer care by improving care delivery systems and processes, and has recently begun a major endeavor in the Mid-South, which is an institution-wide project to disseminate 7 high-quality lung cancer control programs, including tobacco control, early detection, and clinical trials infrastructure across the 170-county 6-state service area of Baptist Memorial Healthcare Corporation, with the goal of reducing population-level lung cancer mortality by 25% greater than the U.S. average in the course of a decade. He has published for his research in lung cancer too many times to call out here tonight, because this program's already getting a little long.
It is.
And as you can see, he could not be more deserving of this award. His leadership in the clinic and in research have helped to redefine how we treat lung cancer, as well as how we look at and address the inequities of the vulnerable and underserved in the lung cancer community. And his ultimate goal is the reduction of lung cancer mortality. Dr. O says that treating patients to improve their outcomes and quality of life is the most rewarding part of his job. Please welcome me in congratulating Dr. Raymond Osera-Gabon, my friend, physician, like I said about Dr. Reyes in the video, extraordinaire, truly, on his award tonight for being a true leader for our lung cancer community.
I want to thank the GO2 Foundation. I want to thank Bonnie Adario, Tony Adario. I want to thank Dr. David Jablons and Laurie Fenton Ambrose for the kind honor of this 2021 Asclepios Award from the GO2 Foundation. It is my distinct pleasure to accept. I am humbled and thankful. It has been a wonderful, mutually reinforcing relationship this past decade or more that I have worked in collaboration with the Bonnie J. Adario Foundation and now the GO2 Foundation. It is wonderful that we have embarked on this journey to overcome together, the challenge that is lung cancer, both in the United States and worldwide. We understand, of course, that the work is still not done. We recognize that with all the progress that we have made, most of our work is still in front of us, and we look forward to working together collaboratively to achieve all the success that will come only when we get to the day when nobody dies of lung cancer. Irrespective of who they are, where they live. We are mighty glad that we have made as much progress as we have here in the United States, but we also recognize that there are people, even here in the United States, who still do not reap the full benefit of what is currently available. And we also recognize that the global challenge that is lung cancer worldwide is one that still has not been breached. And we look forward to the day when we can expand the glories of lung cancer research and what's available today to everybody on Earth, irrespective of who they are or where they live. Thank you, GO2 Foundation, for this award. I will cherish it, and it will remind me always of the value that you guys have brought to my life. Thank you.
My name is Danielle Hicks, and for those of you who don't know me, I'm Chief Patient Officer here at GO2 Foundation for Lung Cancer. I also happen to be Bonnie Adario, the co-founder and chair of GO2's daughter. A lot of people assume my passion and commitment to this disease is because of my mom and her lung cancer diagnosis back in 2003. And of course, that's where it started. But it has come to be so much more than that for me. My role at the foundation for more than a decade and a half has been to oversee patient support, services, and education. The best thing about that role is that it has allowed me to meet and learn from all of the beautiful people that have come into my life since her diagnosis. Those people, some here tonight, some watching live, and all of those who will be diagnosed after them are the reason I choose to stay in this and fight together. Tonight, I want to talk a little bit about hope, which by definition reads, to cherish a desire with anticipation, to want something to happen or to be true. I have said at this very event in the past that I have learned many things from the people I have met over the last 15 or so years. But hope and their ability to ultimately find it is one of the most amazing things to watch happen. Quite often, when I meet a newly diagnosed patient for the first time, it's not their diagnosis that is hardest for them to comprehend, but rather the looming lack of hope within the diagnosis, the feeling of isolation and despair, and the fear of the unknown. Countless people have told me that they equate hope with community and belonging, and that until they found GO2, they felt alone, afraid, and a lot of the times hopeless. I am proud to say that along with our patient community, one of the many things GO2 does incredibly well, whether in times of despair, in times of happiness, or in the times where the road crosses between the two, is to connect people, to create a community and a sense of belonging, to create hope, wherever you are, whatever the need. Thank you to the countless survivors out there who have taught me that hope is attainable, regardless of where we find ourselves in our lives, and that together, anything is possible. I ask you now, whether you're here live or attending virtually, let's raise our glasses to those living with lung cancer who continue to inspire and teach all of us to never give up, to connect with one another, to belong, to reach for, and to find hope in each and every day. Thank you to each and every one of you attending tonight and choosing to make lung cancer matter. More importantly, for choosing to make the people living with lung cancer matter. We couldn't do it without you.
All right, what Danielle says we have to do, everybody lift your glass. Could I please have all of our survivors living with lung cancer, please stand. Please stand, I know there's a lot of you here. We want to recognize you. Oh, we've got everybody over on that corner. There's a few back here. All right, everybody stand, caregivers. Anybody that surrounds their life, please stand. Everybody that's a relation to the Adario family, please stand. Everybody that has any kind of relation and considers themselves family, y'all should be standing by now. I'm getting to a point. Come on, everybody stand, raise your glass. Cheers to the GO2 Foundation. Lori Ambrose, I know you're watching us via the East Coast. To all of you online that we can't hug in person, to physicians and researchers, to our donors and our friends, thank you so very much. We have one final video to watch, but let's say cheers. Cheers to a great night. All right. So to give you that definition of hope, we have one final video that we're going to highlight, Larry and Keith. And I think if the word hope is defined, it's with these two individuals.
There is absolutely no substitute for having a caregiver who can help support you in so many ways. After surgery and after losing a lung, Heather would just, get me up, get me walking, get me moving. And that was hard enough, but it did get better.
We were coming up on the 1-year anniversary of his diagnosis. I said to him, "We're doing something preposterous. I don't care what you choose, I'm in." And so he chose a 40-mile bike ride. About halfway through that, we went by the sign on the road because the Santa Cruz Ironman was going to be the next weekend. And he thinks I was kidding. I wasn't kidding. I said, "You should do that."
I thought, no chance, no way. But the thought wouldn't go away. And I thought, well, what if I tried? Even if I don't make it, I'll be in a better place than I was than if I never even put in the effort. And when I got to the finish line of that race, it was this incredible weight that was lifted. When I was able to go across that finish line and say, "Take that, lung cancer," it was a great feeling. It was fantastic.
It was sensational, but I never had any doubt that he would make it. So
I was diagnosed officially on January 31st, 2013. I had a surgical biopsy, and 2 weeks later was confirmed to be stage 4.
The reason I nominated Larry, even though it's sort of out of the box to pick a survivor to be a caregiver, is because he caregives to all of us all the time. He's got this inner strength that kind of oozes out for all of us and gives us the ability to move forward. And I've heard him do that with every single one of his phone buddies. He always is an amazing listener.
While being a GO2 Foundation phone buddy, I've helped my buddies get through some of the same experiences I had when I was at their stage in my lung cancer experience.
He's able to walk them through the steps of what they need to do. You give them the hope that there is hope, and that's the most important thing, I think.
My mentor when I was diagnosed with lung cancer was the GO2 Foundation, because they helped me understand, they helped me walk through some really tough experiences, and that support, that feeling of family is what's inspired me to try and do that for other people. My life has probably been longer because of what the GO2 Foundation has done for me, what they've taught me, the way they've supported me. And without that, I think I would have been lost and probably not here today.
To have someone absolutely put everything aside and to be there for you in every way is such an amazing thing. And to be on the receiving end of that is truly something extraordinary. And I want you to know how much I appreciate what you did for me and what we've been through, and how amazing it was for me to be able to feel that from you.
What an amazing way to almost close out the night. I have to tell you a little story. I know we're running late. It's not my fault. If Jen were here, we'd be on time. But she's not, so we're running late. But I'm going to take this moment. 2 weeks ago, I attended Tony Adario's 50th birthday. That's a lie. So I'm not going to be a leader, Bonnie, because I lied. But it was his 50th birthday. I was never going to be a leader anyway. I was a politician, so we lie all the time. Don't believe a word they say. So anyways, Tony's birthday, and Bonnie spoke, and she spoke about the time that she was diagnosed. Tony of course, they were married at the time, and he didn't, this was something that sort of stepped in and said, this is my role, but certainly did. And the words that Bonnie spoke about when Tony stepped up as her caregiver and her whole family just made me realize what Larry was saying tonight and what Keith was saying tonight, that we don't survive this disease without a family. It takes a village. One day, we're all going to give back, and we're going to be touching other lives and providing hope for many more things way outside of lung cancer, and as Bonnie said, for all cancer. So from the bottom of my heart, as your MC tonight and about to be your former MC, because I don't think I'll ever be asked back, but I say thank you so much for all that you do, for the hope that you provide, and for the caregiving that you give, and you nurture all of us as staff members, as volunteers, researchers, doctors, physicians, and for those newly diagnosed or those who have yet to be diagnosed, there's a team waiting for you, a family waiting for you, an advocacy waiting for you right here at the GO2 Foundation. So now, without further ado, we're about to pick the winner of the True Blue raffle. So if I could have the bowl and maybe Bonnie Adario up, she's the one with the honesty, and because I'd pick my name. And so she's going to make sure. But I have to say that if it's Barney Rubble, that's me. So you get to pick.
Okay.
But thank also Jeffries. Didn't you like what I said about you?
I love her.
I love you.
She's a really
Thelma.
good friend of mine and does all of this, from her heart. But
I'm not getting paid.
But no, ever. You're not ever getting paid. Ellen, forget about saying that she should get paid. She's not ever getting paid because she's a donor.
Because I'm not that good.
No, you're great. You're great. Okay. This little girl is, one of my best friends in the whole wide world. And it just brings tears to my eyes what she does, for...
Okay, pick this
anyway. So could I have, are the folks still here from Jeffries Jewelers?
They probably had to go open the shop.
They probably had to go open the shop, start selling diamonds right away. So the winner tonight is number 37.
Which nobody knows what that is.
Okay, but Melinda is going to come, or Bridget's coming.
No way.
To tell
it can't
us.
Be. Do you hear who it was?
Who?
It can't be.
Who?
It was Barney Rubble.
Oh.
That was me. No, I'm just kidding, but it can't be.
Okay.
Mike Polini.
Oh my God, Mike Polini. Mike Polini.
Where'd he go?
Or
they were sitting right here.
They were sitting here 2 minutes ago. Where are you? Your spouse is now the owner of an amazingly
maybe he wanted to wear it.
beautiful.
Come on up.
Where's the necklace?
Where's Katie Moe?
Katie, where's the necklace? To the left.
Oh no! Remember, she's all right.
Where is it?
Katie, you have to officially pass it off.
Okay.
We couldn't think of a better recipient.
Right, exactly. And now, no more nagging me about making you come up from Southern California for this event tonight. Okay, you're done. That's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome. And thank you, Jeffries. Over and over and over again, they have been doing this for us every single year since we began. So God bless them. Yes.
And shop.
What?
And shop at Jeffries.
And go shop there if you can as well. They're amazing. Thank you. Oh, okay. So one final. Can all of our survivors just come up here? We need a photo, a survivor photo. I'll come down. I'll be in the middle, of course. Okay, come on, survivors, get over here.
And I'm just going to say a couple words to close out while they're coming
She
up.
doesn't know how to say a couple of words.
Well, I know
Not
everybody
going to
wants to
happen.
go.
Not going to happen.
All right, while the survivors are coming up and getting ready for their photo, I'm just going to say a couple last words while they're all coming up. Come up, you're not going to interrupt anything. Everybody come on up. So obviously tonight doesn't happen in a box. We know that Jen Hughes is watching us virtually. Thank you, Jen, for making tonight happen. But Melinda Caparaiso, your team, the GO2 Team Foundation is here tonight. We want to thank you so very much. The staff has stepped in and done an amazing job. All of our volunteers has done an amazing job. I'm going to announce Bonnie's birthday in just a minute because that's a big one. All right, but as everyone's gathering here and before we close out tonight and before we say goodnight to Lori and everybody on the East Coast, we have a couple more thank yous and a couple more folks to recognize. Couple of things. The silent auction stays open until noon tomorrow. So if you're interested in bidding on that Lambert Bridge wine country getaway, you still have until tomorrow at noon. And again, as I say to everyone that's watching us from the East Coast or watching us from your own living room, I hope you're ready in your nice pajamas and ready to head to bed. I know you've stayed up with us, and thank you so very much. Hasn't it been a fun night to be in this venue and to be, I think it's something to stay, Jen and Melinda. Thank you so very much. Thank you so much to our sponsors tonight. Again, we couldn't do this event without your underwriting because all of the monies raised here tonight, go directly to patient programs. So we want to just once again say thank you to all our sponsors. I read them in the beginning. And then isn't that awesome? And then I'm just trying to keep us moving so that we can say goodnight. And then as Dr. Reyes said, we're better together. So thank you to all of the folks that donated tonight. I don't know if Melinda, you want to give me a number or if we're going to show what we raised tonight. Know that all of our revenue we raised tonight is going to be matched by a very special donor. Couple of more thank yous. James Hall Photography, James, who did the photos tonight, but also all those great videos. James Hall. James, thank you so very much. Chris and his band of Dannies, which I know is Chris Everything Audiovisual. He only hires people by the name of Danny so that he doesn't have to worry about names. But Chris and Everything Audiovisual, thank you so much for making tonight happen. I also want to bring back up now, we're going to hear from Cousin Lou and the Kung Fu Fighters, I think is the right name. They played for us in the beginning. They're going to come back up. And one last thank you before we say goodnight to all of you. Did we do it? Did we do it? Larry, did we do it? Thanks everybody for a great night. Stay, there's dancing, there's more drinks, there's food. I understand that there's a special announcement and we get to sing happy birthday to Bonnie. Let's go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Bonnie. Happy birthday to you. Any other birthdays close to tonight? I can sing again. No. All right. I think we're closing out. Let's bring up Cousin Lou and the Kung Fu Fighters.
Childhood events, I was rocking suspended socks, kind of damn, cause mom's had a dilemma. Problem on her hands, she was all out of quarters at the laundromat. Ha, now that I'm grown, see, I recognize just how people close to me sacrificed in countless ways. I now realize the amount they believed in me throughout life. And we all have a path to blaze in our lives. We all need a plan, some days improvised. Overall, though, we want the same things in life: a job, paycheck, a place to reside. Fast moments, and now I'm the same as I've been. Confidence, doubts, mistakes, and some wins. I'm a father myself from great raising kids. We promised ourselves we'd make it, amen. Real people do real things. Yes, we do. And real people realize that's the truth.
Lord, I'm coming home to you. In Birmingham, they locked the governor. Ooh, 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 now we all did what we could do. Now Watergate does not bother me. Does your conscience bother you? Tell the truth. Sweet home Alabama, where the skies are so blue. Sweet home Alabama, Lord, I'm coming home to you. Now Muscle Shoals has got the Swampers, and they've been known to pick a song or two. Lord, they pick me up so much. They pick me up when I'm feeling blue. Now how about you? Sweet home Alabama, where the skies are so blue. Sweet home Alabama, Lord, I'm coming home to you. Here comes Alabama. When I was a young boy, said put away those young boy ways. hurts so good.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. I used to spend my nights out in a ballroom. Liquor was the only love I know. But you rescued me from reaching for the bottle and brought me back from being too far gone. You're as smooth as Tennessee whiskey. You're as sweet as strawberry wine. You're as warm as a glass of brandy. Honey, I stay stoned on your love all the time. I've looked for love in all the same old places. Found the bottom of the bottle's always dry. But when you poured out your heart, I didn't waste it. 'Cause there's nothing like your love to get me high. Yeah, you're as smooth as Tennessee whiskey. You're as sweet as strawberry wine. You're as warm as a glass of brandy. Honey, I stay stoned on your love all the time. Yeah, you're as smooth as Tennessee whiskey. You're as sweet as strawberry wine. You're as warm as a glass of brandy. Honey, I stay stoned